Hello, learners, and welcome to my YouTube channel Chemistry Unfolded. Today we will be studying chemical kinetics. So let's start. First of all, introducing chemical kinetics to you. We all know that chemical kinetics is the study of the rates of reaction, factors affecting the rate, and the mechanism by which the reaction proceeds. So now let's move on to the rate of reaction. Rate of reaction is the change of concentration of reactant or product with respect to time. And whenever we deal with concentration of reactant, we deal it with like this minus dC by dt. And whenever it is for product, it is positive dP by dt. Why is there this difference in sign? Because whenever a reaction proceeds, there is always a decrease in the concentration of reactant, which is represented by a negative sign. And as soon as the reaction is completed, we observe that there is increase in the concentration of product, and therefore we see the increase as a positive sign. Next up we have the order of reaction. Order of reaction is nothing but the sum of the powers to which the concentration terms are raised to in the rate law expression. That is, if say suppose my concentration with respect to A is raised to L, with respect to B is raised to M, and with respect to C is raised to N, then my order will be the sum of the powers, that is L, M and N. Order is nothing but it's just a mathematical number which tells you which order it is. Is it a first order, second order or third order? It is always determined experimentally, and it signifies the change in the concentration on the rate of the reaction. Now, looking at this table, we find that whenever you have some concentration, if you double the concentration, what is the observed effect of rate, and consequently what order does it follow is seen over here. Now, if you double the concentration of any reactant, we see that the rate doubles, and thus we say that it's a first order. But when you double the concentration of some reactant and the rate becomes its square, then we say it's a second order. That is, when you make n change in concentration and the rate also changes by a factor of n, we say it is first order. When you make the change in the concentration with n and the rate changes by n square, we call it second order. Moving ahead with third order, it is like when you double the reaction, the rate becomes its cube. That is, if you make a change n with respect to the concentration, you get n cube rate in the change. That is n cube change in the rate. Okay, that's the effect of change when you double the concentration of reactant for a third order reaction. And this is what you see for third order reaction. This is all that you got to remember. This becomes very handy when it comes to some MCQs. Now, when you double the concentration, if there is no change observed, that is the concentration is double but the rate is remained the same, you say it's a zero order reaction. Let's start with zero order reaction. As I said, zero order reaction does not depend on the concentration of the reactant. We can also say that for zero order reaction, the rate is independent of the concentration of the reactant. The rate expression is given by x is equal to k times t, and your half-life is equal to a upon 2k. To obtain half-life, what we do is we make t equal to t half, okay, and x you divide by a upon 2. You may substitute these values in your rate equation, this one, and you get your half-life, that is t half is equal to a upon 2k. If you do not want to remember, you can also substitute these values and obtain. Next, we have quarter life, in which we say that t 1 by 4 is 3a upon 4k. Yes, is it okay? How do you obtain t quarter? Is when you replace t by t1 by 4 and your x when you replace by 3a by 4. That is when you obtain quarter life. And t completion is given by a upon k. T completion is given by a upon k. That is, you can also say T completion is 2 times half-life in case of zero order reaction. All you got to remember is the values that I have obtained and written down here. If you can by heart, it's well and good, or else you can derive the way I have told. The unit is the most important thing. So for unit of mole order, for zero order is same as the unit for concentration, that is moles per liter per second. Now coming to the graphical representation for zero order, when you plot a graph of x versus t, you get a graph like this. Here you have your x, here you have your t. This is a graph. Direct proportionality is observed. But when you plot a graph of t half versus a, this is you also get a similar graph, that is direct proportionality 1. This is all that you got to remember. Fine. And this graph is plotted based on the equation that you obtained for half-life and a, where you get your slope for this graph is 1 upon 2k. Okay. Next up, we have the general formula to find the unit. If you don't want to remember the formula for every order, what you can do is you can just remember this important formula, and based on this formula you can obtain the unit. I will calculate for n equal to 2. So I say moles, n, in place of n I substitute 2, liter 2 minus 1, and seconds inverse. So it will be mole minus 1. Your liter, because 1 minus 2 is minus 1, your liter is 2 minus 1, that is 1, and as usual seconds is minus 1. So this is your unit for second order, mole inverse, liter, second inverse. You can try it out for all the orders. For next up, we have the first order reaction. This is your expression that you obtain. Kt is equal to ln of A divided by A minus x. This equation is very useful while solving problems. While expressing this in terms of log, we have to write it as Kt is equal to 2.303 log of A upon A minus x. Since the GUART exam is without using a calculator, you have to remember the log of basic numbers, or to solve tricks without using logs. Okay, you need to remember certain tricks, like it's just based on certain understandings that you can solve certain problems without using the log table also, because for the exam the log table nor the calculator is provided. Next, the t half. T half is 0.693 by k. To obtain the formula by calculating, it's the same way which I have told for second order, that is you replace t by t half and x by a by 2, that is you replace t by t half and you replace x by a upon 2. You substitute in this equation and you obtain your t half. Similarly, when you obtain t1 by 4, what you have to do is you keep your t as t1 by 4 and you replace by 3a by 4 in the same main equation. It is very important that you know these equations by heart. And for t completion, always remember, it's very important that the first order reaction is never complete. Now coming to graphical representation. For first order, the graphical representations are very important. First graph ln of Ct versus t. This is the way you obtain. Okay, the graph is like this and you have a negative slope. Your equation is the main equation, that is k times t is equal to ln of a upon a by x. Here I replace ln of a as c0 and a minus x at ct. C0 is my initial concentration and ct is the concentration at time t. So by rearranging I get this graph, which is, this is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. Okay, here your slope is, it is very important that you know the slopes. If you know to plot the graph, it is understood that you also know to plot the slope or to find the slope. So your slope here is equal to m equal to minus k1 and your intercept, that is c, is equal to ln of c0. Next up, plotting the graph of log of a minus x versus t. Same way, you need to use the equation kt is equal to log of a upon a minus x. So this is your log of a minus x, and down on the x-axis you have your t. This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. I hope you all know that. And this graph is also the one with negative slope. So your slope over here is minus of k upon 2.303. Okay, and your slope intercept is equal to log of a. Fine. Next graph is graph of t versus log of a minus x. So this is my t and this is log of a minus x. Here also you obtain a graph with negative slope, with your slope equal to minus 2.3303 upon k, and c is equal to 2.303 log a by k. Please see that you notice graphs, the values in your graph book, so that at a glance you can use that value answer your exams. I hope you all like the video. Next, we will have video with respect to the second and the third order and the Arrhenius equation, and I shall bring another video sharing some problems. Thank you.